Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of this week's episode of The 100 on the CW. This week we've seen Season 4, Episode 11, which is called The Other Side. And, I'm going to make this review a little bit quicker than usual, just because I got to head off for work in 10 minutes here. But I did want to get my thoughts out there because I absolutely loved this episode. I thought it was a great episode. Probably the best episode of the season, I'd say, and probably one of the best episodes of the series, actually, I think. I was really impressed by this episode. I thought it was incredible. I was surprised by Clarke's decision with Jaha last week, but in a way I understood it just because, people like, with Bellamy being inside, her mom, characters like that, those are probably like her nearest and dearest that she has left. Although she does care for Kane, she's growing to care more for, Octavia and all that. Those are probably her people, so I got, if she felt like Octavia wasn't going to win, how she'd need to do whatever she could to protect those she loves the most. So I get it, but it's definitely, I'm not completely siding with Clarke on this either, though. I'm just saying I understand her perspective and how it got twisted up like that. But I will say, for once, Octavia and Bellamy are actually in the right here. Bellamy this season, he's definitely been handled better than he was this season, and than he was last season, I mean. And I was rooting for him all the way through here. Just to see how desperate he was to try and get free, his wrists bleeding and everything, trying to get free of the cuffs. Because they were all right, he would stop at nothing if he, with knowing that Octavia is out there. And Octavia, meanwhile, dealing with, Echo, who she promises, she'll still try to, save her people. That kind of gets, turned in a different way at the end of the episode. Because she's aware of Roan banishing her, so she promises to save her people, but not Echo. So I'm not sure what's going to become of Echo now. I still do like her character, Tessa Talis and everything. But if she somehow finds a way to survive, the death wave or whatever they're calling it, she's definitely going to be an antagonist now. Full front. I don't think we're going to see any redemption for her. Especially now they just kind of went off on each other again. But that part's pretty good. I'll say I'm getting to like Octavia a little bit more this season. I still had my frustrations with her earlier on in the show, and I still don't, fully buy, how great a warrior she is now. I just think they need to show more of her, training and everything. But I'll say, I've definitely been siding with her for these past few episodes, so it's a little bit different. I just thought the whole conflict within the bunker, the acting between, Bob Morley and Eliza Taylor and everything like that, I just thought was really well portrayed. You could see how Clarke was, cracking, just how unstable she was, just, being so conflicted and, having all these different perspectives in her head and everything. Like I said, I got what her and Jaha were trying to do, especially from Clarke's end. I was definitely happy that Abby was able to get Bellamy free and they were able to open the door. So Kane could survive, they could try and still maintain their deal that they made with the other clans, Octavia making them, as one in this scenario anyway, which I think is still one of the best moments for Octavia's character, pulling that off. So I just thought that was all really, really good, and the weaker side of the episode was probably the Monty and Jasper stuff, with Harper and him trying to still, get them to go along before it's too late. But I was surprised how that went because apparently, Jasper's dead. He finally succumbed to the radiation that was building. And Harper at first seems to push Monty away, as a way to save him, saying she doesn't love him and everything like that, to get him to leave, sooner. But, of course she does. You can see how broken she is over that. So she eventually comes along and goes off with Monty, but Jasper actually dies, which I was pretty surprised by. It was sad. Pretty good acting from Christopher Larkin, Monty in that scene breaking down over losing his, best friend. But at the same time, Jasper's been a pretty frustrating character, since season 3. So I can't say I'm not all that upset by his demise here. It's realistic that they all couldn't make it. But I still thought it was well done. And I really liked what they did with Raven in this episode, having St. Clair appear to her. I thought that was good, just drawing on her mentor, that, psyche part of her mind, and, her sort of, battling with herself in the forms of both him and Becca. I thought it was really good. Raven, definitely one of the strongest characters on the show. Lexa, Clarke, Bellamy, Raven, and probably Kane are my, 5 favorites, I think. And she's just absolutely brilliant, and she finally, finds a way to get around it, not going into space or anything like that. So I thought that was all really well done too. I wish I could go into more of it, but like I said, I'm kind of pressed for time here. But I did think that was all really good. Let's see what else. And of course, Clarke going to Naya for comfort and everything like that was all right. So, but I just thought this was an amazing episode. I did like last week's, action-oriented part of it all. But, again, not being that big of a fan of Octavia, I didn't love it like some others did. But it was still a really good episode, despite, the fast, cuts and editing and stuff like that. But, it is what it is with that. But I thought this episode was much better. I enjoyed it quite a bit more. Not to say last week's wasn't entertaining. I just thought this was a much more important episode, really. It was so character-driven, and I've said it before, the 100, story-wise and kind of character-wise, it at its best is about these moral dilemmas and these decisions and how characters sort of break and try to find their way around it, however they can for those they love the most. And I think this is a prime example of that, just how intense this whole scenario was in the bunker. I thought it was really, really good. From Clarke having the gun on Bellamy. I didn't think Clarke was actually going to shoot him, but again, just the acting really sold it here. It was pretty effective. And of course, she lets him go, the door gets open and everything like that. But now they do have a big situation on their hands, because apparently clans have chosen their 100 to go into the bunker, but still, it's a lot of people to, take care of for sure. So it's probably going to be pretty claustrophobic in the last 2 episodes of the season, which I'm really looking forward to. Should be really, really good. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe, and catch you guys next time. We'll be doing a video talking about the originals, The Strain, premiere day of The Strain, renewal of the originals, and Supernatural review coming up for the next day or two as well, for tonight's episode. And got some, top favorite list, comic book movies coming up too, so look forward to that. And peace.